Hey kids, it's me, Miss Levy, here in the classroom. I'm going to talk to you about adding like fractions, which is really super simple once you understand the concept of unit fractions. So if I have 2/4, I can decompose that into the unit fractions. And a unit fraction is just the fraction with a 1 over it. So 2/4 is made of the unit fractions 1/4 and 1/4. It's one share of something is a unit fraction. And then I'm going to add it to 3/4. I'll decompose that to the unit fractions. And so you see, if I was to add them together, adding together is in all. And I'm just going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5/4. That's what we have in this picture, and that's the answer. Now, with this particular problem, 5/4 is an improper fraction. And it kind of breaks the rules because the numerator is greater than the denominator. So we could look at it in a different way. If we remember that when the numerator and the denominator are the same, then that fraction's value is 1. We'll remember that 4/4 would equal 1. And then we have this 1/4 extra. And we'll put that down here. So 5/4 is equal to 1 and 1/4. So 2/4 plus 3/4 equals 5/4. And it also equals 1 and 1/4. I'll do another example. Let's say we have 3/6 plus 4/6. If we add just the numerators, that will be 7/6. We could also decompose them. 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, and 1/6. We see that 7/6 is an improper fraction because the numerator is greater. So 6/6 would be 1. And so we see our answer is 1 and 1/6. What if I had something like 11/20 plus 15/20? Well, I probably wouldn't want to bother to decompose all these numbers. Take a while to take up a lot of space. So I could just add the numerators. And what I'm going to end up with is 26/20. Now I know that 20/20 would equal 1, so I just decompose this into its parts. These are not unit fractions, 20/20 and 6/20. So I could say this is 1 and 6/20. Now, this is not in the simplest terms or simplest form. And we'll talk about that on another day. But this is so far just adding fractions that are like fractions. So if I was to write some steps down for adding like denominators, I would say 1, add the numerators. So 5/12 plus 3/12. I'm just going to go ahead and add these two right here, and that makes 8/12. And then if you need to, in some circumstances, you might have to take an improper fraction to a mixed number. In that case, it would be something like this. 6/12 plus 8/12 equals 6 and 6 is 1. So 6 and 6 would be 12, and then we'd have 2/12 left over. And So it'd have 14 twelfths is basically what you'd have, and 12 twelfths. So 14 twelfths, 6 plus 8 is 14. 14 twelfths. And then I would decompose that to 12 twelfths. And then I would say what plus 12 makes 14? That would be the 2 left over. And so that would be 1 and 2 twelfths. I did it in my head over here, but then I showed you the steps down here of turning it into an improper, a mixed number from an improper fraction. So adding like denominators, not too hard. Have a good night.